We're diving into a very serious, sensitive, and honestly heartbreaking situation involving Chris Rock, his baby Chrisean Jr., and some extremely heavy allegations that have been circulating all over social media recently. Before we get into the details, I want to be very clear. Everything we discuss here is based on alleged information that has not been confirmed by any official sources. Medical privacy is a big deal, and we want to respect that while still unpacking what the internet is buzzing about. So, here's the scoop. Over the past few days, screenshots claiming to be medical records of baby Chrisean Jr., Chris Rock's son, have gone viral on platforms like Twitter and TikTok. According to these alleged documents, which some people are saying come from medical professionals involved in his care, the baby was born with a number of serious health issues. The conditions listed include fetal alcohol syndrome, neonatal abstinence syndrome, spasticity, seizure disorder, and cortical visual impairment, or CVI. Now, each one of these is a complex medical condition on its own, but when combined, they suggest that Chrisean Jr. has been facing some incredibly challenging health battles from the very start. Let's break down what some of these terms mean, just so we're all on the same page. Fetal alcohol syndrome results from exposure to alcohol during pregnancy, which can cause developmental delays, facial deformities, and neurological damage in babies. Neonatal abstinence syndrome happens when a baby is withdrawing from opioids or other substances they were exposed to in the womb, leading to withdrawal symptoms after birth. Spasticity is a neurological condition that affects muscle tone and movement, making it hard for the child to control their limbs properly. Seizure disorder involves recurring seizures, which is a serious neurological condition requiring constant medical management. Lastly, cortical visual impairment is a brain-related vision problem, where the eyes might be healthy but the brain cannot process visual information properly. This can cause blindness or severe visual impairment. Now, these alleged medical records also reportedly suggest that Chrisean Jr. should be in palliative care, a specialized form of medical care focused on managing symptoms and improving quality of life for patients with serious illnesses. Palliative care is often misunderstood. Many people confuse it with hospice care, but the goal here is to provide comfort and support, not necessarily to end care. If the baby truly requires palliative care, it means his medical needs are severe and ongoing. Social media exploded with reactions as these documents circulated. Many people have been quick to judge Chrisean Rock, accusing her of neglect, especially since some notes allegedly hint that the baby was not always taken to appointments consistently. Others pointed to claims in the documents that Chrisean herself admitted to substance use, including alcohol and cocaine, during the pregnancy. These allegations have stirred up serious debate about accountability, parenting, and the well-being of Chrisean Jr. But here's the important thing. None of this has been confirmed. Chrisean Rock has not made any public statements addressing these claims, and the authenticity of these documents remains unverified. So while the internet is buzzing with opinions, it's crucial to hold space for nuance and the reality that families dealing with medical crises often have complex, private situations that the public doesn't fully understand. One of the biggest issues with this entire situation is the blatant violation of privacy. If these leaked medical documents are legitimate, someone has broken serious confidentiality rules, specifically the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA. HIPAA laws protect patients' medical information from being shared without permission. Leaking this kind of information is illegal and punishable by law. It also causes immense harm to the individuals involved, especially a vulnerable baby who has no control over his own privacy. The account that first posted these screenshots, an account named King K's, vanished almost immediately after the post went viral. Whether it was taken down by the user or flagged by the platform for violating privacy rules is unclear, but the timing is suspicious. This disappearance has only added fuel to the fire and made many wonder about the motives behind the leak. Was this a malicious attempt to drag Chrisean Rock through the mud? Was it a cry for help or attention? We just don't know. What we do know is that medical privacy is a fundamental right, and the leaking of these alleged documents is deeply unethical. No matter what side of the argument you're on, that's a line that shouldn't be crossed. Another factor to consider is the hospital where Chrisean gave birth. It's said to be a well-known, high-profile hospital that caters to celebrities and is renowned for its quality care. Hospitals like these have very strict medical protocols and a lot at stake when it comes to maintaining their reputations. It's hard to imagine that they would cover up severe medical diagnoses or provide false information about a newborn's health. If Chrisean Jr. truly has the conditions listed in these alleged documents, it's very likely that he is already receiving comprehensive medical care from a team of specialists, including neurologists, cardiologists, orthopedists, and others. This makes the allegations of neglect even more complicated. It's one thing to hear about missed appointments or lack of care on social media, but the reality of managing a child with multiple serious health issues is incredibly challenging, often requiring a full-time commitment and the support of medical professionals. Parenting under these circumstances can be overwhelming and extremely difficult, even without public scrutiny. What we're seeing here is a classic example of how social media can escalate private family matters into public spectacle. Chrisean Rock and her family have been in the spotlight since the pregnancy announcement, and every detail of their lives is analyzed and debated by fans and critics alike. Now, with these alleged medical records leaked, the internet's reaction has been swift and harsh. People are quick to form opinions, judge, and assign blame, often without knowing the full story. This raises important questions about how we consume and react to information online. How much responsibility do we have to verify facts before sharing? How do we balance our curiosity about celebrity lives with respect for their privacy and humanity? And most importantly, how do we protect vulnerable children who are caught in the middle of adult controversies? If the medical issues listed in the documents are accurate, Chrisean Jr. is facing a life that requires extraordinary care, patience, and compassion. Conditions like neonatal abstinence syndrome, spasticity, seizure disorders, and cortical visual impairment aren't minor health problems. They affect every aspect of a child's development and require specialized treatment and ongoing support. Families in similar situations often experience tremendous emotional and physical stress as they navigate medical appointments, therapies, and daily care. It's easy to judge from the outside, but no one truly knows what goes on behind closed doors. Parenting a child with complex health needs often involves sacrifices, tough decisions, and moments of heartbreak that aren't visible on social media. That's why empathy is so important, not just in this case, but in all situations where private family matters become public. If it turns out that the leaked documents are genuine, the person or people responsible for sharing them could face significant legal repercussions. HIPAA violations carry serious penalties, including fines and possible criminal charges. This isn't just about protecting celebrity privacy. It's about safeguarding the rights and dignity of all patients, especially children who cannot advocate for themselves. On the flip side, if the documents are fake or altered, they contribute to misinformation and can cause irreparable damage to reputations and mental health. False information about a child's health or a parent's behavior can fuel harmful rumors and lead to public harassment or worse. So, where does that leave us? This story is a difficult one with no clear answers right now. The alleged medical records, if authentic, reveal a heartbreaking reality for baby Chrisean Jr. and his family. If not authentic, they represent another example of how easily misinformation can spread and cause harm. Either way, the leak of such private information is a stark reminder of the responsibilities that come with sharing content online, especially about vulnerable individuals. For now, all we can do is watch closely, listen carefully, and approach this story with both an open mind and a kind heart. The lies involved are real, and the impact of this situation goes far beyond social media drama. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this whole situation? How do you feel about the leak of these alleged medical records? Do you think this is a genuine concern or just another example of social media sensationalism? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and please keep the conversation respectful. If you want to follow where this story is developing on YouTube, I'll include some links in the description, but remember to take everything you see with a grain of salt.